Hey YouTubers, Cyber924 here, and I just wanted to give you a quick tip on changing paddles on your Toro single-stage snowblower. As you know, I have 3 Toro single-stage snowblowers in my fleet, and there's been a time where I've had to change the paddles on them. Now I know that some of those screws are hard to get to. As you know, it's a T27 screw with the 7/16 inch nut on it that holds it to the auger housing. The bottom ones are difficult to get to as far as putting them back on, because you don't have a whole lot of room to hold that nut so that you can take that screw and put it into the nut and tighten it up. Now, I've seen people use needle nose pliers, those locking pliers to do it. It works, but it takes a little bit of time to get used to it. A friend of mine actually showed me this interesting trick, which I thought I would share to you all, that it's a really nice method on how to put those bolts back on. Now, if you don't have access to a welder, you can simply just use electrical tape or Gorilla Tape to hold this stuff together, but I chose to do welding, use my MIG welder on it, because now it's strong and I don't have to worry about changing the tape out all the time. Now, all you really need to do in this particular situation is you need a 7/16 inch wrench, preferably a long one. I picked this one up at Advanced Auto Parts for about $7, so they can be very inexpensive. I like the long ones, the long wrenches, because you get a lot more maneuverability out of it than the short ones or even the stubby ones. And then all you need is a plate that comes out of a carburetor. If you have a bunch of junk carburetors, 4-cycle ones preferably, you can steal one off of that. Just make sure it's a steel plate versus brass, because you're not going to be able to weld brass. Now, all I did was I took my grinder and I ground all the chrome plating off pretty much up to here of the wrench, just so that it can have a bare metal to bare metal surface, and also enough space so I can put my ground clip on so that it can weld it. And all I did was I just tack welded it around one side of the wrench. So now, as you can see, you can easily fit the 7/16 inch nut in there. You can put it in the right spot where it needs to go, and you can put that screw right into that nut. And the thing is, you can really increase your productivity, especially if you're working in a shop and you have 100 snowblowers you have to work on and change paddles and scrapers on. I just thought I'd show you this. I think it's a really cool idea. I wish Toro would actually come up with a tool to change out these, for changing out these paddles, but you just got to think for yourself. So, you have a good one, YouTubers.